Hey, my name is Sarah Simbertran, and yeah, so we're supposed to tell you guys our story. I'm not necessarily telling my story because I think I'm going to win, because I see other people's transformations and they are crazy insane for 8 weeks, and that's awesome. I'm more or less doing it to actually finish this thing, like finish strong. And I've been watching a lot of the lives this week, and y'all every time say finish this, more or less saying take your last photos, which I haven't done yet. But yeah, I also asked my husband if he thought that I should submit my essay, and he said the same thing. Just finish it, just do it. I put in all this work, and so I'm just going to put my story out there. But yeah, this is my third challenge with First Form, and this is the first challenge that I said I am going all in. I am giving myself 8 weeks, 100%, to see what I can do. The other challenges, I was just like, I wasn't all in. It was like halfway in. I didn't want to give up my drinking, which is probably a big part of my issues. But but this challenge, I was like, I'm going all in. I'm doing this thing. I kept getting a lot of encouragement from Kenny, my advisor. Hashtag Team Claiborne. I think he saw something in me that I didn't. But yeah, so I finally decided to let's do this thing. Anyway, so far I've lost 20 pounds, and I'm beyond happy for my results. I didn't think that I could do that in 8 weeks, but I did, and I am so happy that I went all in and I did the damn thing. But that's not my story. I don't usually like talking about myself. Well, I just don't, because I feel like everybody has a story, and it's what makes us who we are. Everybody has their shit. But here it goes. So I think my issues all started back in 2007 when I joined the Marine Corps. I've always been a very heavy person. Not fat, heavy. At 5'4", in high school, I was weighing in at 155 pounds. But I had muscle. I had abs. I was very athletic. I ran track. I played softball all years of high school. I was very into physical fitness and being athletic. But like I said, I've always been heavy, like no one ever would be like, oh wow, you weigh 150 some pounds or whatever, which is whatever. But in 2007, after I graduated high school, I joined the Marine Corps. And if you know anything about the Marine Corps, they are very, you must be a certain way, you must look a certain way, very strict. Well, me being over 150 pounds was a no-go for them. For my height, they wanted me to be 150 pounds or less. Which I was, like I said, I was already pretty skinny. I had abs and all that good stuff. So as soon as I went to boot camp, they marked me as what they call a fat body, and I had to wear a sweater that had, sorry, this is, wow, I didn't think talking about it would. Hold on, I get myself together. I had to wear a sweater that had stripes on it, 2 white stripes that showed everybody that I was a fat kid. I mean, and clearly I wasn't. I was stronger, faster, better than mostly everyone. But since I did not fit the mold of what they wanted, the number they wanted me to be, I didn't, I got flagged. Anyway, so throughout boot camp, I had a few drill instructors that would push me extra hard because, I needed to lose the weight. I had my trays thrown away, my food, things like that. Anyway, wow, we're just getting started and I'm already a hot mess. Fast forward after boot camp, well, at the end of boot camp, I was literally still 3 pounds overweight. And I was tiny. And by the grace of God, that one of the higher ups looked at me and was like, she's fine. Just let her go. Let her go. Because if I didn't make it leaving boot camp, they would hold me back. And I'd have to stay longer than the 13 weeks required for boot camp until I made weight. So that was a blessing, I'd say, I guess. But after that, I went to the fleet. They put me on birth control, and then they sent us to Marine Corps combat training. Well, there we eat a lot of MREs, and they're very high in calories, things like that. I mean, that's what we ate. It was field rations. I ended up gaining some of the weight back, and obviously I was already overweight. So come in 2000, by the time I got to the fleet where I went to Okinawa, Japan. As soon as I got there, of course, they weigh you in. I was overweight. I was like in the mid 60s. And of course, they didn't like that. So they put me on what they call BCP. It is a 6-month training program that you have to be on to help Marines get back into shape. Well, it's a terrible program. And also the way they do their height and weight standards was pretty terrible. If you want to get some entertainment, look it up, how the Marine Corps finds out their body fat for Marines. They literally tape your neck, tape your waist, and then tape your hips. And then they do some magical number equation, and they tell you what percentage you were. And if I have to tape, it's not happening. Like, I had a little tiny neck and I have big hips. always have. So yeah, that was like the worst 6 months of my life. We didn't get a lunch. That was our time that we had to work out every day. And on top of our workouts in the morning. And yeah, well, that went on for 6 months until it came to my very last weigh-in. And I was still overweight. Like, I couldn't lose weight. Like, it just wasn't happening. Like, I couldn't. But thankfully, we had a sauna in our barracks. And I remember a few days before, I was in that sauna with a sauna suit wrapped in blankets, sweating my life away. And it was miserable. It was also the time that that fat burners got really popular. And I got some hydroxycut. I have never said this out loud, but I think I took, no, I don't know, I know I took at least 6 hydroxycut in one day. It was the day prior to my weigh-in, and I had to go to medical because, like, I passed out in formation, and it was quite terrible. I just wanted to lose the weight so bad. So bad. And that next morning, I remember the day of my weigh-in, we had to do PT. We had to go on a run. And Okinawa hills are terrible. It was terrible. I was so dead and so drained. I thought I was going to die. I was the last one. And of course, you know, like, go figure. The BCP Marine was falling out. And I was just so drained. I hadn't eaten. I hadn't been drinking water. I was doing the sauna thing. And then I had a gunny. My gunny, that he was trying to help me, but on all the wrong ways. Tell me to get Starburst and chew them and spit, because they make you salivate. And I did this up until my weigh-in. I was just spitting. I was just dead. But come weigh-in, I thankfully it was him that was doing my weigh-in, and he was so kind to round up my weight, or not my weight, my height. He rounded it up for me, and so I was able to be 155 pounds, and by the grace of God, I made it. Anyway, so that started this whole thing. I have this complex with the scale. Like, I hate the scale. Like, and it's terrifying sometimes to get on the scale. But I have learned that the scale is just a tool. It does not define me, that number. It's just something to measure. Anyway, so fast forward, I ended up staying in the Marine Corps for a while. I didn't get out until 2016. And that was a struggle with that a lot. It was really hard, height and weight. It was a constant battle. When a weigh-in came in, I was in the sauna all the time. But by then, I had figured it out. I knew what I had to do to be underweight. It wasn't good, wasn't healthy, was terrible. I had to eat, I had to starve myself. I sat in the sauna. I worked out in sauna suits. I'm sure you've seen all the craziness people do to lose weight. It's not good, but I didn't go back on BCP in the almost 9 years that I served in the Marine Corps. Thankfully, I've been close, very close, where they've like, you need to go back to the sauna and come back this afternoon. Not that I hadn't had enough of that, but hey, it's how I made it. Anyway, so my Marine Corps career ended because I ended up having 6 knee surgeries in 1 year due to them messing up my knee. And I mean, they only give you a year to recover. And after that 1 year's up and you can't return to full duty, they put you on a med board. So I got med boarded, and they retired me from the Marine Corps. And I'd say that's when I really gained all my weight, because I got out and I said, fuck it. There's nobody to tell me that I can't eat something, or that I have to look a certain way, or I have to be a certain weight. I mean, because it wasn't even really about looking a certain way, because if you go back on my Instagram, 2015, 2016, 14, I mean, a few years before I got out, I was tiny. I had abs. I worked out every day for 2 hours or more. That was my getaway from work, from the crazy. I don't know if you know about the Marine Corps, but they can be a bunch of assholes. And you gotta deal with a lot of bullshit. Unnecessary bullshit at that. So the gym was my out. That's where I spent my lunch every day. And yeah, I was in really good shape. I looked good. But every time weigh-in came, guess where I was? The sauna. Wasn't eating food. I couldn't. It really messed me up and gave me a really unhealthy relationship with the scale, food, everything. So when I finally got out of the Marine Corps, especially because I had to get out because of something they did, and so that was hard. When I got out, I just stopped caring. I was determined to never get on a scale again. I stopped working out because Nobody told me I had to. I mean, I wasn't forced to. Not that no one had to tell me to work out. I've always liked being in shape. It was just hard. Anyway. I got sad, depressed. I ate and I drank a lot. So that's where it all started, and I've been in an up and down struggle since I got out. You know, trying to find my reason. But I mean, lately, what made me really want to do this is because I'm only 32, and right during the holidays, I really said, you know, fuck it, and I just ate and drank whatever I wanted, even though we had just finished the end of the year challenge. But my feet were swelling, like my face was so fat, and I was just so out of shape and so unhealthy. For Christmas, we went snowboarding, and I had to buy new snowboarding clothes. I couldn't fit into my old ones anymore, and it was hard. Like, I took my kids snowboarding, and it was hard to bend down and put my board on after getting off of a lift, and man, it was rough. My kids are 10 and 11. They're getting to that age where we can go and do stuff. We can go hiking. I love hiking. We can explore. But how can I do that if I'm fat and unhealthy? How can I go and do things with my kids if I'm overweight and everything's a struggle? That was like an eye-opener, you know, like, and I want to set the example for them. I want to be healthy. But yeah, so the last challenges I did, I was just kind of going through the motions. Like I said, I didn't stop drinking. Drinking is my outlet. I drink almost every day. I mean, and obviously drinking and being depressed is not a good mix. Just makes things worse. So that didn't work out for me very well. But this challenge, I said enough is enough, because I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy who I seen in the mirror. I felt sick. I didn't take care of myself. Some days I didn't even brush my teeth. I didn't get out of my PJs. Because why? But I wanted to be a better person for my kids. I want to be a better wife for my husband. I want to be able to go and do stuff and not be held back. But yeah, that's my story, and here we are, and I have changed. That's it. I've lost 20 pounds. I still have a few to go before I want to start building again. But I am so excited, and I'm so thankful for this opportunity. in this program. Like, you guys have no idea how many people you're helping. I mean, you do, obviously. Like, changing people's lives. It's so awesome. And I'm so thankful. And for this program and for Kenny. Y'all guys are really doing good things. But that's my story. And yeah. I just wanted to say thank you. And I wanted to finish this off strong. And I'm beating these demons. And I'm fighting every day. That damn scale does not define me. That number doesn't make me. And I know that. So thank you.